Dan Lok is an author, internet marketer, speaker, and is known as being the king of high-ticket sales. He went from being a broke immigrant who didn't speak any English and failing at 13 different businesses to becoming a self-made millionaire. Need motivation?
Watch a Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like na 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 na. For my top 10, top 10, na 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 na. This one's for my top 10.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and I make these videos because chances are you are the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Dan Lok, and my take on his top 10 rules to success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Set specific goals.
By definition, if you have a goal, by definition, if you've set a goal and you're very clear, you know exactly how to accomplish it, your goal is too small. Your goal is too small. If you know what, here's my goal, and I see a very clear path getting there, your goal is too small. You should have such a big goal. You know what, man, I have no clue how I'm gonna get there. No ideas, no context, but that's what I want so bad. I'm gonna make it happen. I don't care if it takes 6 months. I don't care if it takes a year. I don't care if it takes 10 years. So when it comes to goal setting, you have to be very specific. So making money, that's a wish, that's a dream. A goal is I want to make $100,000 in income by the end of the year or in the next 12 months, right? That's a goal. It has to be very specific and very precise. What do I need to do? What do I need to focus on? What skills do I need to upgrade? Because usually, when you have a goal, that you need to learn and upgrade your skills or upgrade your mental capacity. Because chances are, whatever that you're capable of right now, your skill, your mentality gives you this kind of result. But if you want to get to that next step, the next level, chances are you're going to have to be better, to learn more, to become more. You don't need to wait till the end of the year. You know how people in January, they always have that New Year resolution, right? I want to lose weight, I want to be more successful, I want to do this, I want to write that book, I want to do whatever. And then they have this New Year resolution, and then by February, they're losing momentum. By March, they're like, oh my God, this is not happening. Then they wait till December, like Christmas time, year end, it's oh my God, I'm a loser, I didn't accomplish my goal, I didn't set out what I was gonna do. You don't need to do that. With this mentality, every single day you ask yourself, what am I doing today to move a little bit more closer to that goal? So reverse engineer.
Rule number 2, develop your skill set.
Today I want to share with you something that I've shared with you in the past, but I want to share with you as a reminder and also give you some steps that you could follow. And that is the 4 stages of life. I believe in life we go through 4 stages. The first stage is what I call survival. You're just trying to survive. You're trying to pay the bills. You are trying to make it, right? Maybe you have a job, maybe you don't have a job. You're still in school and you're stuck, but you are just day to day, right? Paycheck to paycheck. That's the very first level, and that's where most people are at. The next level is what I call security. Now you're no longer struggling, and you're okay. I mean, you're paying the bills, you've got a roof over your head, you've got a car, and that's nice. Life is comfortable. You are safe and secure. Now, the danger of security is it makes you complacent. You get too comfortable, and you no longer strive to be more and do more and contribute more and share more. So, and that's most of the populations. A majority of populations are in either survival or in security. And that's fine. But I believe you watch my video, you want more. And that's the next 2 stages. The third stage is what I call success. Now, success, when you're successful, you're no longer worried about money. You're no longer worried about, oh, I'm gonna pay the bills. We are beyond that now, right? You don't just have everything you need, you have everything you want. You're not driving a car, you're driving the car that you want. You're not just living in a house, you're living in your dream house. You're taking a dream vacation. You're staying in a hotel that you want to stay in. You're going to places that you want to go to. And that's beautiful. Success. But that's one more level I want to share with you, and that is significance. And that's where I'm at, right? To be able to do what you love, to be able to impact so many people's lives. That, I don't want to sound so cliche, but then you're at a point where it's not just about you anymore, it's about other people, it's about leaving a legacy. So the 4 stages. Now the question I get the most is, well, Dan, how do I transition from survival? How do I get from that to security, and from security to success, and from success eventually to significance? I believe what gets you through all these phases is one word, and that is skill. Your skill. Because your skill set, that is what is going to allow you, first of all, to pay the bills. It is the skill that pays the bills, right? To transition from that stage to the next stage, just get the security. To develop the financial confidence, so you no longer have to worry about money, right? So you know that your security doesn't depend on the government, doesn't depend on the job, doesn't depend on even your business, depends on you, because you could always count on you to make you money. It's not some investment, nothing wrong with investment, but you could always count on yourself to produce a good return, right? So from security, then using your skill set now in a more leverageable manner. Now you leverage your skill sets, or now at this point you have multiple skill sets. I like to call those high income skills. Then transition into success, right? Now you're successful. And then I use the same skills, right? The ability to communicate, my communication skill, my closing skill, my cooperating skill, to transition me from survival to security, from security to success, and from success to significance.
Rule number 3, be the best version of you.
What you see, like the content, all of that, that's a small fraction of what I do. But people don't believe how much we get done, but that's a very small fraction of what I do. Like, you don't see the meetings, the behind the scenes, the decisions, you don't see any of that. You only either see with teaching, right? Yeah. Or you would see on video. That's a very small percentage of my time.
So how do you accomplish it? Like, do you have
You will not get to this kind of super productivity overnight. It's not a shortcut, but it's like a muscle. At first lift 5 pounds, and then 6 pounds, and 10 pounds. And as you gradually grow, you'll be shocked how much you accomplish compared to most people. Because most people don't accomplish a lot. And I like to be smart with my time. So I'm answering questions, I'm creating content, I'm speaking, I'm creating content, I'm repurposing, then I'm going to go walk the floor, meet with some people, bring in some business accounts, relationships, right? And then evening, so a lot of that. Of course, if it's now got a team, so everything multiplies. But for personal productivity, what you guys all strive for is the maximum that personal productivity first. Don't try to be me, you will go nuts. You will 100% go nuts. Be the best version of you. So if you're closing, am I performing the best? Am I operating at an optimal level? Am I focused? Just do that first. And then from there, if I'm closing in 60 minutes, can I close at 55 minutes? Can I close at 45 minutes? Not rushing, but just to see how it goes. Be a little bit more efficient with my time. So you go from there, right? Instead of trying to, see if you do this. I have not met anybody can do what I do, so forget it. Forget it. So don't try to do that. It will only create so much stress. When they see I do this and do this and do this, no, it's not a good idea. That's why it's better sometimes listen to the instruction the Sifu gives you, but don't try to copy what I do, because it's a different thing. You're not at that place, right? So I say, wear the costume. I don't need to wear a costume. I got it. But you wear the costume because that's where you're at, right? But Sifu doesn't wear a costume. He doesn't need it. Sifu's been this for a long time. Like, I can deliver a talk like that with no script, with nothing. No preparation, by the way. There's zero preparation.
So when I do STC, like Facebook video, I film it like 5-10 times.
That's what I mean. But I could do things because I've done it for so long. So it's different. So don't try to attempt. Make sense?
Yeah.
So no gimmick, but be the best version of you. Just be a little bit more efficient little bit every week, make some tweaks, some improvement.
Rule number 4, understand the law of attraction.
Believe it or not, law of attraction is not some complicated magical ritual or some mysterious ancient secret. It's actually very, very simple. I want you to think of like gravity. It's an unchanging law of the universe, gravity. When I throw something in the air, it will drop to the ground. When you jump off a building, you will hit the ground. That's the law of gravity. You see, law of attraction is no different. It is simply the ability to attract into our lives whatever we are focusing on. In basic terms, all thoughts turn into things eventually, and what you focus on expands, just like gravity. To understand law of attraction, first you have to understand this, that you always attract into your life the people, the things, the resources, the ideas in harmony with your dominant thoughts. It means that you always attract people into your life in harmony with your current experience, knowledge, and wisdom. It means that your life only gets better when you get better. It means that as a salesperson, if you want to increase more sales, you want to close more deals, and you want to increase your income, you will only do that if you become better. You want to become a better manager, you will only become a better manager if you become better. Hi, this is Dan Lok. I want to share with you a lesson from Evan Carmichael's new book, Built to Serve. This section is about making money from your purpose. You have to embrace that. If you never learn how to make money from your purpose, you'll always end up needing a day job, and your purpose will become a hobby. If that sounds like a great life to you, then I'm happy for you. If not, then you need to figure out a money-making model that makes sense, one that is consistent, one that is significant, one that can pay you so you can quit your job and succeed to the point where you are providing jobs for others and helping even more people. You see, money is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. The more people that you serve, the more successful that you will be. So to have long-term success is not just built to last or built to sell or even built to scale. It is built to serve. And this book will teach you exactly how to do that.
Rule number 5, add value first.
I want to share a little story with you, something that impacted me tremendously at a young age. I was practicing martial art. I was just getting started. And at the time, I would run around like my house for many, many laps to improve my endurance, right? And at the time, it was one day I was running on my own, right? It was actually kind of cloudy, and I was running, and I saw this older gentleman in the front of his lawn, and he was mowing the lawn. It was very, very slow. Like he's probably in his maybe late 60s, maybe even 70s. He was mowing the lawn like this and with this heavy lawn mower. Now, because I was a young guy, I was energetic, I walked up to him and said, hey, you know, sir, do you need any help? I could help you to do this, because I thought I'm running anyway, so I might as well just kind of treat that as a workout. And then he was like, oh, you're a very nice young man, sure. And then I helped him mow the lawn, right? And after I finished, he pulled out from his pocket $20. So he gave me $20. Now I took that $20, I looked at it, it's like, wow. And I thought that was amazing. It was the first time that I earned a little bit of money through my labor, kind of delivering a service in exchange of money. It was amazing. Like now I'm in business. So I thought to myself, I wonder what other people might need this service as well, right? Now, there's only one problem. I didn't have the money to buy the lawnmower. So not knowing anything, being naive, and also not being afraid to ask, I asked this older gentleman, I asked him, you know, sir, I could see that, this is like a few weeks later. Sir, you know, you have this lawnmower, you know, do you think, can I borrow your lawnmower, right? And in exchange, I would come mow your lawn every single week for free, no charge. And he said to me, you know, young man, I'm too old to use this heavy lawnmower anyway. No problem, you'll use it as long as you take good care of it. And I said, no problem, I would gas it up, I would sharpen the blade, I would make sure that this lawnmower is taken care of. That's now, with no money, because the lawnmower costs $1,000, kind of like a no money kind of down deal, and now I have a little lawnmower.
Now I'm in business, right? And now I remember I would go around the neighborhood and I would knock on different doors. Say, hey, I offer lawn mowing service. Here's a little business card and that I had. I printed out, and no one would hire me. And my aunt, who is my mom's friend, used to run a little printing shop, like printing out business cards and flyers and posters and all those things. And I struck a deal with her, and I said, Aunt, I'm just getting started. I'm a young entrepreneur, and I have this lawn mowing business, but I don't have money to do any advertising. And I know you want more business. Why don't we do this? You print out a bunch of flyers to talk about your printing service. I would help you to distribute the flyers around the neighborhood. In exchange, because a flyer has two sides, can I put my lawn mowing business, right, lawn care business on the other side, right? And I would do this. And she said, oh, sure, why not, right? Doesn't cost her a lot, very little. So I ran around the neighborhood and I distributed all these flyers, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, right? And I ran home because I knew my phone would ring off the hook. Thousands of flyers, right? I'm a hardworking kid. I'm gonna make some money doing this so I can support my mom. So I went home and I sat in front of the telephone. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be busy. I don't know if you're gonna have time for school anymore, right? I'm even already thinking I'm gonna be like mowing lawn, 3 nights a week and how much I could earn doing all of that stuff, right? First day, no phone call. Second day, no phone call. Third day, no phone call. Now I'm looking at the flyer. Did I print the wrong phone number? It must be because I printed the wrong phone number. Darn, right? No, it is the right number. What is going on, right? 1 month later, not a single phone call from the flyer. So now I'm mowing the older gentleman's lawn. I'm not making any money. I'm actually losing a little bit of money because I'm putting gas into it. Now I'm running around not getting any client. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be out of business. This is it, I'm done, right? My first venture, huge failure. And before I gave up, I thought of something, and I'm gonna ask you, how did I get that first client in the first place? It's very interesting because I was just running that day and I saw there's a need, someone in need of help, and I helped that person with no motivation or not even an agenda of earning anything. It's just I helped the person and the person gave me a little bit of money. So I added value before I asked anything in return. So I went to a different neighborhood nearby. It was a beautiful neighborhood, more affluent neighborhood. And I picked the most beautiful home that I could find, but with the worst lawn, okay? So then I found this house, and the lawns, like the grass were like this high. It was crazy. Beautiful home, spectacular home, but it was like this. No one was taking care of the lawn. So here's what I did. Now, I'm not advocating this. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just telling you what I did. It's not legal, but at the time I was too young and too naive. I didn't know. So anyway, I took my lawnmower there. I mowed the entire place, the entire lawn, right? Spectacular, beautiful, right? From there, after I finished, I just sat down right at the front, right? Waiting for the owner to come back, just like this. So I was just waiting and waiting. Then finally, I know it's after work. Then a beautiful luxury car just kind of wanted to pull up to the garage, but then she stopped and then she drove away. And then later on, she came back. And then she got off her car and she said, "What are you doing here, young man?" Because the lady didn't recognize that was her house. That's why she left and then came back. I said, well, my name is Dan, and here's my flyer, and I'm a young kid trying to make a living, and so I saw that maybe you need help with mowing your lawns, and so, I did it. And she was like, oh, this is so great, my husband, he travels all the time, and I can't use the lawnmower. This is great. And she pulled out $100 from her purse, and she gave that to me. And that point, that was a life-changing moment, because I learned something that day, that when you add value first before asking anything in return, it's easy to get business. Adding value before asking anything in return. When you do that, the world opens up to you.
Rule number 6, make and invest money.
You see, there are 3 parts to the wealth triangle. First, you have what I call high income skills. And I define high income skills as skills that could make you $10,000 or more per month. Basically 6-figure a year. Not a job, but a skill set that you can offer to the marketplace in exchange of money. The second part of the wealth triangle is scalable business. Not just any business, but a business that you could scale and grow, right? And then the last part is what I call high return investments. And I define high return investments as investments that could generate a 10% return for you year in and year out. Now, that could be cash flow, that could be capital gain. We're not going to go into that today. It goes beyond than what we want to talk about today. But for now, that's the wealth triangle. So why don't you need a high income job to be a millionaire? Most people who have high income jobs, they are not millionaires. Most millionaires don't have high income jobs. Why? Now, you may be also thinking, well, they must have businesses. In some cases, they do. Now, but I do also know a lot of millionaires who don't have businesses. That's correct. They do not have a business. They are not the CEO of a company. They are not a business owner. In fact, most business owners don't make a lot of money. If you are skeptical, if you are not sure, just go to visit your local small business center. Go talk to some small business owners and ask how many of you guys are millionaires. Most are not. In fact, most business owners actually make less than minimum wage, right? They make less than what most people make who have regular jobs because they may be in debt, right? If they're lucky, till the end of the career, maybe they sell the business for a large sum of money and now finally they could retire, but usually that happens by accident, not by intention. So, think about this. I want you to think about there are 2 things you need to know and there are 2 things that you need to master. First, you must have a way, that's your business, a way for you to make money. And the best way, I believe, for anybody to earn more money is not actually through a business, but through a skill set. Because that doesn't require a lot of capital. A business requires capital to start, to grow, to scale, to expand. Does that make sense? So, earning money through a skill set, a way for you to make money. Then, all the millionaires that I know, every single wealthy person that I personally know, they have one thing in common, and that is they are investors. They invest in something. They are all investors. They all have a way for money to work for them. So there are 2 things you have to understand if you ever want to become wealthy, to be a millionaire. You need to have a way for you to make money. And then you need to have a way for your money to make you money. You have 2 areas, kind of like 2 business that you must master. Now, sometimes you have a scalable business. You have people and systems and structure that makes you money, but that is not a requirement. What is required is you have a way for you to make yourself money, that you could increase the income with no income ceiling. And then at the same time, you take your income, your earnings, you put into this business and your investing business that have money working for you. It is not sexy, but it is proven. It is not complicated. It is that simple. You don't need to chase a lot of shiny object syndrome. You don't need to chase what are the latest investment fads and any of that stuff. No. Find ways that you could earn more money, to be more valuable in the marketplace, that people would pay you more for your skill sets, and then take their money and invest wisely. Don't try to get crazy returns. That's not what it's about. Getting consistent, predictable return over a long period of time, if you have discipline, and you don't take your earning, you invest your returns back into that little business that you have, that investing business that you have, you will become wealthy.
Rule number 7, have an entrepreneur's mentality.
Don't start a business if you have no money. If you need money coming in like you need blood in your vein, don't start a business. Why? Because it takes time for a business to mature, to generate profit. If you think you're gonna start a business and you're gonna make money in the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, that's an employee mentality. As an employee, you get checked 2 weeks. You get checked by the end of the month. As an entrepreneur, That doesn't happen. It might take you 6 months. It might take you a year. It might take you 2 years. Most business owners don't make a profit until many, many, many years in. In the meantime, what are you gonna do? You still gotta eat, right? You still have to pay the bills. If you have absolutely no money right now, what do? You get a job. Don't start a business, because a business takes time and it takes effort and it does take money to grow. I always say take care of your cash flow needs first before you worry about building an empire. Take care of your income first.
Rule number 8, ignore haters.
Let's say you want to be successful, you have the desire, you have the heart, you have the work ethic. But what if where you are at or where you live, you don't actually have a mentor, right? You don't have a role model that you could follow. Then the best that you could do is you watch maybe a YouTube video to get a little bit of inspiration, to get a bit of wisdom, to get a little bit of knowledge from different people and different sources. This is the most education that you could get. Then what do you do? Today I want to share one of my key secrets to success with you, and it's not quite what you think. You see, if you don't have a role model, one of the most powerful things that you could do is to look at what everyone else is doing around you and then do the opposite. Why do I say that? Because the majority of the people in life, they are not successful. They're living lives of quiet desperation. They're not fulfilled, they're not happy, and they're definitely not financially well off. So if you look at what they do and you observe and you pay attention and then you do the opposite, guess what? Chances are you are on the right track. Every successful person, every millionaire will hear these 5 things. You will hear these 5 things. First thing you'll hear is, you will never make it. You will never make it. They will say, you don't have the background, you've never done this before, right? Who do you think you are? You will get that from people, right? They'll say that to your face. The second thing you'll hear is, you think you're special? You think you're somebody? You think you deserve this? They'll say that behind your back. The third thing that you hear is, you're a workaholic. All you care about is money. They want to do that to diminish your character. And then number 4, the fourth thing you hear is, you got lucky. You just got lucky. Nothing special about you. And the 5th thing you will hear is, I knew you're gonna make it, when they run into you, when they see you on social media. You hear these 5 things from all kinds of people. So when you understand this is the world that we live in, that the world is against you, don't be so naive and think, oh yeah, everyone is so supportive. They are not supportive. People don't want you to succeed. Most people don't want you to succeed. Even after you're successful, you will meet people who are jealous of you, who don't like you, who hate you. Not because of anything that you've done, but because they want to make up a story in their own minds. They want to believe that you must be doing something wrong, that you must be doing something unethical, because that makes them feel better about themselves. Haters are gonna hate. So when you meet such people, when you see people talk about you, and when you're successful, by the way, people will talk about you.
Rule number 9, learn high ticket closing.
Sales has been around for a long, long time. People sell, people buy, and you have salespeople and sales professionals. First of all, before I define closing, let's define closer, right? What is closing? Who is a closer? Most people don't know how to communicate. Fewer people know how to sell, almost no one knows how to close. You see, you don't make money selling, you make money closing, meaning at the end of that conversation, that sales call, that meeting, you are getting that order, you're getting that financial commitment. And that's what I'm talking about, closing. So what is high-ticket closing? So I want you to think about in the marketplace right now, is the marketplace very competitive nowadays? And what it also means is it's more companies and more organizations go into the marketplace, competing now globally. It gets challenging. And a lot of companies that in order for them to grow, in order for them to expand, they need more customers. Now, the good old days of where you offer something, let's say at a very high ticket, meaning a premium price, and you want to sell that up front, it becomes a little bit challenging. So a lot of companies, what do? Is they want to offer something on a what I call the low ticket side. Let's say the main product that this company is selling is $5,000. Well, they could go on the marketplace and advertise, hey, you know what, buy my $5,000 product, and that's okay, that's fine. But a lot of times what they do is they would have a more affordable option, maybe something that's cost less than $200, right? So then when a customer purchases that, a low ticket item, now they get to experience what it's like to do business with this company. And assuming this company delivers on what they promise, and now there's trust and the customers are happy and willing to invest at a higher level, maybe the $5,000 core product that they offer. Does that make sense? Now, what does that have to do with high ticket closing? You see, those sales, those $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 sales, those sales are very difficult and they are not usually made through a social media post or through a tweet or through just a share, right? Those sales are usually made on, yes, guess what it is? Good old telephone. Because for a customer, before they make that large purchase, they want to talk to somebody. They want someone to walk them through exactly how this works, how this service works, how this product works, right? They want to talk to a human being. That's high ticket closing. What it allows you to do as a high ticket closer is you get on the phone and you facilitate, you help, and you work with these companies who offer these high ticket programs, high ticket products, high ticket services that are in the thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you help those companies and you close those sales. And as a result, the company is more than happy to pay you a percentage of the sale. Example, let's say you close a $10,000 sale. The company is more than happy to pay you, let's say 10%, $1,000 for every sale that you close. Because if it wasn't for you utilizing your high ticket closing skill, they would have never made that sale. Does that make sense? That's high ticket closing. It is a skill set that you can offer to the marketplace that allows you to generate high income without overhead, without inventory, without capital. All it requires is your time and also your skill that you could actually close that sale. So think about your own life. If you could just close a handful, 5 or 10 of these high ticket sales, that you're making a few $100s to thousands of dollars in commissions each sale, how would that affect your life? How would that impact your family? Would you be able to get your time back? And the beautiful thing is you can do this from anywhere in the world and you can do this from the comfort of your own home. This model of high ticket closing, you don't need to go to the office. This is not the traditional, what we call the sales floor. This is not what we're talking about. With technology, you can do this from where you're at. That's high ticket closing.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is change the uniform.
When you go to work, how do you dress? Like this?
Uniform?
Uniform? Okay.
Yeah.
When you go home, the fastest way to change your state and mindset is change the way you look. So you know why you put a uniform like a fireman and put a uniform, I'm gonna be a fireman. But when I get off work, now I'm a dad. So it's easiest because you can say, oh, I'm a closer, I try to psych myself up. No, just change uniform. Okay, I'm a closer. It's like costume. You put on it, I'm in that state. And then you know what, when I'm finished, now wear something comfortable, now you're your wife again. When you get there very good, then it's just a mental switch. But in the beginning, you want all the props.
Yes.
This is why the wealth tracker, everything we do, use all of it.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Dan on how to stop making excuses that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, who are the haters whose opinion you need to stop listening to? Let me know, put it down in the comments below. And if you're still here watching, you made it this far in the video, Believe Nation, I want you to promise, commit to take action. We don't just watch videos here, we do something about it. If that's you, give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments below so I can celebrate with you too.
What holds most people back is this one thing, and that is ego. That's right, ego. Now you may be thinking, no, I don't have any ego. What are you talking about? I'm just struggling financially, I don't have money. No, that's not true. You see, ego comes in many disguises. When I was broke, I had many of these egos that are holding me back. An excuse is nothing more than a well-planned lie. You see, the excuses ego says, well, I can't afford it, I don't have money, right? Or that's too far, or that's too difficult, I don't have enough experience. It's always I can't, or I don't know how. Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
If you want 10 more awesome rules from Dan Lok, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
What is the difference between a high-income job versus a high-income skill? Knowing the answer to this question will have a significant impact